I'm going to give a demo of the communications loss backtracking feature. This is going to be a demo using hardware in the loop simulation. And so this is the hardware. This is the Voxel 2 board. I've got an add-on board here to a Wi-Fi module so that we have Wi-Fi connectivity for internet connection so that we can connect Q ground control and see the flight on Q ground control. We're using an ELRS RC receiver here. This will be paired with the ELRS transmitter, and we'll use that to actually control and fly the drone. This is just the USB connection, power, and then this connection here is the serial port connection that's used by the simulation to actually send the simulated sensor readings down and to accept the actuator motor controls back up to the simulation. So that cable is strictly for simulation use. Okay, so here on the, I'm going to start the simulation running. So this is the gazebo simulator. I'll minimize that. Zoom out a little bit so we have some more room to fly. Plug in the drone and turn on the controller so that all the hardware is up and running. Now I've got the drone set up with SDK 1.1.2, and then I have the updated version of Voxel Vision Hub, which has the implementation of the Backtrack feature loaded on top of that. And I've disabled auto start of PX4 and Voxel Vision Hub so that I can start them manually from the command line so we can see their output. So from this window here, I will start Voxel Vision Hub. This has been configured to be in Backtrack mode, which is the new mode. Now for Voxel PX4, I'm actually going to start the hardware in the loop version so that it works with the simulator. Okay, so we should be up and running now. If I want to do a flight, I simply move the stick into the auto arming position. And nothing happens. This is what happens during demos. Yes, of course. Okay. In this case, I have not started the RC driver yet, so I'll start that. All right, now we should have RC. So with the stick, drone is armed, and now we can take off. Drone is flying. Okay, so we're in position mode. We're flying around. So there's basically two scenarios that we're considering here. The first one is that the operator of the drone is flying in with the goggles on and has a video stream being sent out by the drone as it's flying around. So one case you can get into is if, let's say, you're flying indoors, you're using VIO for position control, and you're using the goggles, the video, to see where you're going. And let's say you turn the corner into a room in this building and you lose your RC, or you lose the video connection and you can't see what's going on anymore. So what do you do in that circumstance? Well, this backtracking feature basically allows you to go into off-board mode, and it will trigger this backtrack feature, and it will replay backwards the last 5 seconds of position information and hopefully get you back into a position where you can now use the goggles and see the video again. So a quick demonstration of this. This switch up here is my mode switch. It's currently in position mode. So if you can see the drone on the screen as if I'm flying along, and then all of a sudden, let's say I lose my goggles and I need to try and get back. I click it into this off-board mode and it just retraces the last 5 seconds of video, 5 seconds of position, gets me back to where I want to be, put it back into position mode, and now I can go fly somewhere else and avoid the spot where there's no communications link for the goggles. The second situation is if you still have video, or maybe you lose the video, but you also lose contact with the RC controller. Then what do? You can't flip the switch anymore because that connection to the drone is lost. And so this feature is also monitoring the state of RC, and if it detects that it's lost, it will automatically go into off-board mode and trigger the backtrack. So basically we can redo the same thing, but this time so if I press this button, it's going to kill the transmitter. So let's start flying. I'm zooming along, and now I'm going to just go ahead and kill the transmitter. So it detected it. It did the backtrack feature. And now, hopefully, we're back in RC coverage, and we get that. Now, one kind of thing is that it went into off-board mode. So to get control back to the drone, you put it into off-board mode, which the drone already thinks it's in, and then back into position mode. And now we've got control again. So one more kind of interesting thing. Let's bring up Q ground control. So we're flying. Turn on sound. Okay, if we zoom in on the drone, kind of one of the neat features of the backtracking is that if we start flying, and let's say we're going around a corner, you can see that if I lost it and go into off-board mode, you see it not only backtracks, but it also follows the same yaw, so that the position is